I'm here with Tracy Stannard, the current owner and proprietor of the Broad Branch Market. I'm here interviewing her about her purchasing of the market and renovating it, reopening it. So Tracy, can you tell us a little about how you came to acquire Broad Branch?
Sure. Well, my partner in the market is a real estate developer, and he bought the building years ago after the original Broad Branch Market had closed. So that was probably 2004. And at that time, I was a permit expediter, so I did all the permit and licensing work for him on the project. And we redeveloped the property, and at that time, he didn't have an operator. He had no one. He couldn't find anybody that wanted to reopen the grocery store. So since I had a food background, he asked me if I wanted to come in as his partner in the market and open it. So I did. And here we are, 18 months later.
So how has business been going at Broad Branch as of late?
It's been great. Every month we see increases in sales. We see new customers all the time, which is great. And we see all of our neighborhood customers more and more each day.
Can you tell us a little bit about the history of Broad Branch?
Yeah, it was, I don't know when it was first opened. We have the accounting books from the late 30s. So it was opened at least in 1937 or 38. It was one of the original independent grocery stores of D.C. Before there was Safeway or Giant, most neighborhoods had either an IGA or I think they were called DCGs, like DC grocery stores or something like that. And every neighborhood had one, and it had everything you needed in it. Canned goods, produce, meat, baked goods. And it's funny, when we were looking through the books, we found the original paper supplier is the same paper supplier that we brought on when we opened, a company called S. Friedman, who's been in the district for years. And so the original family ran the market until about the late 70s, early 80s, and they retired to Florida and they sold the whole building, I think, actually, at that point, to a family called the Shins, a Korean family, who operated it as a full-service market. And then they wanted to get out of the grocery business and sold the business, not the property, just the grocery store business, to another Korean family. They ran it until the market closed in 2004. So that's the history of it. And as the whole industry changed, as the whole grocery store industry in the district changed, the market sort of changed. It became more of a convenience store, a place for kids to get sodas and snacks and candy, ice cream, and sort of a beer and wine tobacco shop. It really didn't have, and in its end, it didn't have a lot of food. So when we opened it, we wanted to make it completely different. And we have. We brought it back to its, not to its original, but more of a full-service grocery store.
So have you found that that running the Broad Branch have you had to make a lot of sacrifices for it? Have you found it kind of taxing on your daily routine?
Yes and no. It's I've always worked a lot. This is very different, being an owner and an operator. I certainly spend less time with my family unless they spend time with me at the market. And I have a great team that works with me, and so I don't have to be there every hour of the day anymore. When we first opened, I worked a lot more than we do now. We have good systems that we're getting in place and doing new things, so that takes up a lot of my time, more than just running the store.
So out of the current products, current produce you sell, what would you say is your most popular item?
That's a good question. Well, I think from the food side, I would say the butcher, the fresh meats and fresh fish are probably what we get talked about the most. From the candy, coffee side of the store, I think it's the donuts from Heller's Bakery that we carry. So, you know, we sell a lot of candy. I can't deny it. But I think we sell more groceries. We sell a lot more groceries and prepared foods than we do candy. So I'm okay with that.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you so much for coming at such an odd hour.
It's okay. I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right,
Thanks for asking me over. Good.
Thank you. All right, and this has been Max Fresh Hour, and signing off, I suppose.